Wild thoughts surged through Feng Zhen's mind, but facing the Golden Dragon King's Dragon Godclaw, he dared not be negligent. He immediately gathered the dazzling power of the Do Xian from his entire body, forming a massive silver shield around him. The Golden Dragon King's reputation was so formidable that, even with its current weakened strength, Feng Zhen couldn't risk taking any chances. As soon as the Golden Dragon King unleashed the Dragon Godclaw, 3 astonishing golden energy claws swept towards Feng Zhen's space. These claws, imbued with golden light and etched with mysterious, subtle patterns, seemed to carry a destructive power targeting Feng Zhen's defenses. Xiao realized that these enigmatic patterns were unlike anything used in previous battles against Do Di warriors, and he could detect a faint aura of danger emanating from them. Boom, boom, boom. The 3 golden dragon claws struck Feng Zhen's defenses in an instant, releasing colossal shockwaves that erupted outward. This bastard, such overwhelming strength. Feng Zhen was shocked by how effortlessly the Golden Dragon King attacked. He continuously reinforced his defense, but cracks started appearing on his silver shield. Bang, bang, bang. In a matter of breaths, the silver shield shattered. Though the Golden Dragon claws dimmed significantly, they still aimed for Feng Zhen's head, clearly intending to finish him off. Domain of Wind. Feng Zhen was in a panic. Just as the Golden Dragon claws were about to strike, a light hum resonated. A gray light then spread over thousands of meters in the forest of death. Crack! With the spread of this gray energy, the golden claws were abruptly shattered. So it's someone with a true domain. The Golden Dragon King, now enveloped in a golden glow, circled warily around Xiao. The newly emerged domain of wind significantly increased the pressure on the Golden Dragon King. The Dragon Godclaw, although powerful, could only be used sparingly given the Golden Dragon King's current state. Meanwhile, Xiao was absorbing the power of the sacred flame from the sacred flame crystal. Given a bit more time, Xiao would regain some strength. Therefore, the Golden Dragon King's strategy was to stall Feng Zhen as much as possible. What a formidable domain, Xiao, entrenched within the Soul Sea, couldn't help but remark. As soon as Feng Zhen's domain appeared, a suffocating heaviness enveloped Xiaoyan's senses. Within the kilometers covered by the gray energy field, Feng Zhen seemed to reach a terrifying level. As expected, the Golden Dragon King lives up to its legendary name, Feng Zhen remarked, stepping on wisps of gray energy with a smile aimed at the Golden Dragon King. If you know the name of this king, why not retreat quickly? The Golden Dragon King replied coldly, its voice filled with pride. It's said that the fiercest battle in the Great Thousand Worlds saw the fall of the Dragon King. Seems like that was just a rumor, Feng Zhen continued, seemingly indifferent to the Golden Dragon King's words. But I believe soon, this rumor will become reality. Die. With that, the gray energy covering thousands of meters became turbulent. A blinding force compressed fiercely at its center, and within his domain, Feng Zhen gathered a ball of gray light in his palm. A terrifying presence that seemed to annihilate everything. Golden Dragon King, go to hell with regret? Rest assured, I'll take good care of your soul power, and one day, I'll manage the Dragon Clan on your behalf. Feng Zhen, confident in his impending victory, flashed forward, reappearing instantly before the Golden Dragon King. The next moment, his hand shot out with devastating intent at the close-range Golden Dragon King. Such a terrifying assault, if faced by the Golden Dragon King in its prime, would barely be a scratch. But now, having lost its physical form and reduced to a spirit, the Golden Dragon King's once formidable physical power had waned. Xiao, you've observed long enough. It's time to deal with this guy, the Golden Dragon King said calmly, showing no fear in the face of impending death. This was the mark of a true warrior. Here it comes. Just as the Golden Dragon King finished speaking, a figure cloaked in earthen yellow flames burst from a rift in space, intercepting Feng Zhen's heaven-shattering blow head-on. Rumble. The collision of gray energy and earthen yellow flames sent searing waves radiating outwards, dimming the gray energy field of Feng Zhen's domain. Xiao, are you courting death? The moment they cast a glance at Xiao, they were taken aback. Moments ago, Xiao Mu's power merely reached 2-star Dou, and he bore several injuries. Yet now, he was engulfed in an earthen yellow flame, gripping a crystal etched with countless mysterious patterns tightly in his hand. Even his aura had returned to the early 3-star Dou level. Sacred flame? Feng Zhen, seasoned as he was, recognized the origin of those earthen yellow flames at a glance and exclaimed, "Right on the mark." "In return, I'll send you to hell," Xiao Mu said, though he didn't rush into action. He understood that although his power had significantly recovered under the boost of the sacred flame, he needed to remain cautious. Therefore, he constantly channeled the sacred flame crystal. Damn it! The best strategy is to retreat. Feng Zhen, with his astute perception, realized the allure of the Golden Dragon King was immense, but knew he was no match for Xiao Mu, whose power had been restored to early 3-star Dou due to the sacred flame. Having formulated a plan, he swiftly darted towards the distance, clearly intending to flee. "Uncle, that guy's trying to escape." Xiao Yin and Xiao Xin couldn't help but shout. "Relax, he won't get away," Xiao Mu said as Feng Zhen began his retreat. "Ha ha ha. Xiao Mu, although I couldn't capture you this time, having discovered the secret of the Golden Dragon King, rest assured, stronger foes from the human realm center will come looking for trouble with you," Feng Zhen shouted as he fled. "If a mere early 3-star Dou like you escapes, I'd be unworthy of my name," Xiao Mu declared. He tossed the sacred flame crystal into the sky, and ripples of earthen yellow flame spread across the sky like waves, causing Feng Zhen's figure, even a few hundred meters away, to suddenly freeze. His face turned grim. "It's the domain of the sacred flame? This is trouble. What an impressive control over the sacred flame." Xiao Yin couldn't help but marvel at the mastery Xiao Mu exhibited over both the sacred flame and the sacred flame crystal. Although he acknowledged his own limitations, realizing he was far from controlling such power himself. "The domain of the sacred flame? What's that?" Xiao Yin asked, puzzled by Feng Zhen's exclamation from a distance. "The so-called domain of the sacred flame integrates the sacred flame into one's domain, making it immensely stronger. In other words, if your original domain power is 1, and so is the sacred flames, afterward, the power within the domain becomes 2, exponentially increasing both might and power." The Golden Dragon King explained with a smile. "Ancestor Xiao Mu is truly powerful," Xiao Xin muttered, sensing a surge of domain power surpassing Feng Zhen's previous strength with the emergence of the sacred flame domain. "Feng Zhen, why the rush now that you're already here?" At that moment, Xiao Mu's pupils burst with earthen yellow flame, shooting like a bullet toward Feng Zhen's location. "Not good. The domain is breaking apart." Trapped within Xiao Mu's domain, Feng Zhen's domain of wind emitted cracking sounds as it succumbed to the pressure of the sacred flame domain. With the flames overtaking him, the gray energy comprising the domain of wind shattered, replaced by a resplendent, searing force of fire. "Feng Zhen, consider this retribution for your human realm center's grievances with our Xiao clan. Don't worry, stronger forces will come to accompany you in the future," Xiao Mu declared, his spirit greatly bolstered by the sacred flame crystal. "Xiao Mu, your strength may have returned to the 3-star Dou level, but if you think you can kill me, you're dreaming," Feng Zhen roared, recognizing the gravity of the situation and gathering his Dou power without letting a single opportunity to escape slip away. "Without the sacred flame, today I might fall by your hand, but now, it's over." "Sacred flame dragon." Xiao Mu's voice resounded like a divine decree, commanding respect. As soon as his words fell, hundreds of fiery dragons emerged within the vast expanse dominated by the domain of the sacred flame. These dragons, incarnations of the sacred flame's power, bore subtle mysterious patterns upon their bodies. Xiao Mu, though a 3-star Dou, held the lowest rank among the enforcers in the human realm and was utterly stunned by the intense spectacle before him. "Burial of 100 dragons," Xiao Mu declared with satisfaction as he watched fire dragons surge forth from within the domain of the sacred flame. No sooner had he spoken than hundreds of fire dragons blasted toward Feng Zhen, who, realizing escape was impossible, yelled out frantically, "Defend me!" Yet despite his desperate attempts at defense, the fire dragons relentlessly tore into him, leaving his body bloodied and shredded. I can't die. Feng Zhan realized he was hopelessly outmatched and regretted underestimating Xiao Mu's power. Had he used all his strength from the start, perhaps things wouldn't have come to this. Self-destruction is my only way out, he thought, a cold gleam of resolve flickering in his eyes. Thinking of self-destructing? Xiao Mu sneered, noticing a subtle shift in Feng Zhan's movements as he attempted to act. Too late. With a wave of his hand, an immense, sky-encompassing palm shot down from the domain of the sacred flame. Damn it! Feng Zhan cursed, forced to abandon his self-destruction and resist the incoming attack. Xiao Mu, you may have bested me in this mission, but as a Do Xian, a mere sacred flame ranked 35th cannot kill me. Once the enforcers of the human realm arrive, you'll wish for death over life. With a bitter laugh, Feng Zhan ceased his resistance, letting the fire dragons continue their onslaught. However, despite the wounds, they couldn't fully destroy him. Not necessarily, a voice interrupted. The Golden Dragon King appeared, a dark, ancient rune with eerie lines appearing in his palm. The soul-devouring talisman? No, please, don't kill me. I'll tell you anything you want to know. Feng Zhan's pupils shrank in terror as he recognized the talisman. Too late. With a cold laugh, the Golden Dragon King pressed his hand onto Feng Zhan. A series of eerie screams erupted from Feng Zhan as his body went still, the last remnants of his soul's light absorbed by the soul-devouring talisman. Soul-devouring talisman, release it. The Golden Dragon King roared, seeing the talisman's mysterious power. The talisman hesitated, emitting a mournful sound. I'll give you one more chance. Refuse, and I'll refine you here and now, he commanded. Reluctantly, the soul-devouring talisman released the devoured soul energy, returning sorrowfully to Xiao Yan's storage ring. I'm handing control of the body back to you, said the Golden Dragon King, withdrawing from Xiao Yan, leaving his spectral form hovering in the domain of the sacred flame. Golden Dragon King, this form, Xiao Mu murmured. Just my soul state, replied the Golden Dragon King's shadow. Xiao Yan, regaining control of his body, felt a wave of exhaustion from the power boost the Golden Dragon King had granted him earlier. He managed to swallow a few pills, then fixed his gaze on the soul essence before him, sensing a powerful reaction from within his own soul sea. This, the soul energy of a Do Xian. After passing through the soul-devouring talisman, it could be called the soul of the Do Xian, said the Golden Dragon King calmly. Soul of the Do Xian? Xiao Yan and Xiao Xian exchanged a puzzled look, unfamiliar with this new term. Heh, it's no wonder you've never heard of it. Even many Do Xian are unaware of it, the Golden Dragon King chuckled. It truly is a rare treasure, the soul of the Do Xian, Xiao Mu remarked, though his own energy had clearly waned after the intense battle. It's surprising that the soul-devouring talisman from the ghost realm ended up with this kid. Without it, the vast soul energy couldn't have formed a Do Xian soul. The clan leaders searched for centuries to find one, Xiao Mu added with a smile. Let's take care of business first, said the Golden Dragon King. So, looking at this soul orb before you, what are your thoughts? He asked with a smile. It seems the soul stone in my soul sea is emitting an intense, greedy energy. Xiao Yan frowned, sensing the agitation of the soul stone within him. This soul stone was, of course, a vessel within Xiao Yan's soul sea, holding his soul power. Your soul power has already reached minor perfection of the Earth-class Imperial Realm. Advancing further would be extremely difficult, the Golden Dragon King noted. Bear in mind, the human grade of the Imperial Realm aligns with a first-rank Imperial-class alchemist, while the Earth grade corresponds to second rank. Only the heavenly grade reaches the level of a third-rank alchemist. My current soul power is at minor perfection of the Earth class, allowing me to refine only second-rank Imperial pills. To create a heavenly pill, I'd need to reach grand perfection of the Earth class, Xiao Yan said with a sigh. To step into the ranks of a third-rank alchemist, I'd likely have to break through the Earth class entirely. He shook his head. On the continent of Do Qi, soul power and alchemist rank were closely linked. That's correct. But you may not realize how valuable this soul of the Douxian is. The Golden Dragon King, noticing Xiao Yan's perceptiveness, chuckled. After this, we may need to part ways for a time. So before I leave, I want you to fully absorb this soul of the Douxian. And with the power of the soul-devouring talisman, your soul power will reach grand perfection of heavenly grade. What? Grand perfection of the heavenly grade? Xiao Yan was so astonished. His jaw nearly dropped. The grand perfection of the heavenly grade. What did that signify? It represented the pinnacle of an imperial-class alchemist, just one step from the rank of an immortal-class alchemist. What a grand gesture! Xiaomu muttered in amazement. Soul power at the grand perfection of heavenly grade would make him comparable to a peak third-rank imperial-class alchemist, merely a step away from the fourth rank of the immortal class. This soul of the Douxian is incredibly potent. It might help him reach minor perfection of the heavenly grade, but advancing to grand perfection may be challenging, Xiaomu observed, eyeing Feng Zhan's powerful soul energy before him. Remember, the soul of the Douxian is formed only through a unique transformation upon the death of a powerful Douxian who possessed a domain. And Feng Zhan's soul power also reached minor perfection of the heavenly grade. So, though absorbing it won't push you directly into minor perfection of the heavenly grade, it should bring you firmly into the heavenly grade. But that's just Feng Zhan's soul power alone. Under the mystical effects of the soul-devouring talisman, however, Feng Zhan's soul power has transformed into the soul of the Douxian. With this, you can reach minor perfection of the heavenly grade. And with our combined strength, you stand a strong chance of advancing to grand perfection. Combined strength? Xiao Yan frowned, catching on. The three would be the Golden Dragon King and Xiaomu, but who was the third? Could it be ancestor Xiao Xian? Xiao Xian's strength seemed too weak to contribute. Yet, before Xiao Yan could respond, the Emperor flame ring on his fingers suddenly stirred, and a voice full of anger rang out. Golden Dragon King, you scoundrel, what are you up to? Soul-devouring talisman? Xiao Yan was astonished to hear a voice from the typically silent talisman. He had long suspected it held a great power, but that presence had always been too prideful to reveal itself. Devourer of souls? At the sound of that voice, Xiaomu immediately spoke in a somber tone. Despite Xiaomu's considerable strength, there was still a large gap between him and the Devourer of Souls, so he couldn't help but feel surprised. What do you think? The Golden Dragon King sneered as the Devourer of Souls' voice echoed from the soul-devouring talisman. Golden Dragon King, I respect you as King of the Dragons and don't want trouble with you. But if you block my path, even if it means self-destruction, I won't let you succeed, threatened the voice from the talisman, as an eerie, chilling aura surged forth, forcing the domain of the sacred flame to retreat slightly. Huh, Devourer of Souls, what's the rush? Since Xiao Yan acquired you, you've been lying dormant in the soul-devouring talisman, seldom helping him. Yet, you've absorbed soul power freely over the years. You really think my disciple's body is a free sanctuary? You've got rent to pay. The Golden Dragon King's tone was stern, all traces of humor gone. You, the Devourer of Souls' energy weakened under the pressure. Relax. I have no intention of harming you. The soul of the Douxian currently requires the power inside the soul-devouring talisman to successfully aid him in reaching the grand perfection of heavenly grade of the Emperor realm, stated the Golden Dragon King. What benefit is there for me? Asked the Devourer of Souls. He knew opposing the Golden Dragon King would bring no advantages, especially since he was severely injured. Though he was a unique entity in the ghost realm, reviving without a corporeal body, he would inevitably need this fellow, Xiao Yan, whose alchemy skills were exquisite, in the future. A benefit, you say? How about being a friend to the Golden Dragon King? The Golden Dragon King suggested with a smile. Deal! The Devourer of Souls immediately agreed. No one understood better than he that a verbal promise from the Golden Dragon King was worth more than anything else. A friend to the Golden Dragon King. As the king of the dragon race, the implication was that the Devourer of Souls would henceforth be an ally of the Dragon Clan, a position of considerable prestige. Let's begin, the Golden Dragon King said. looking at the Devourer of Souls after they struck the bargain. Xiao Yin, use the Soul Stone to absorb the soul of the Douxian. Whether you reach the peak or not will depend on your fortune, the Golden Dragon King added. Xiao Mu and Xiao Xian nodded quietly. They all understood that the Golden Dragon King intended to bestow a great gift upon Xiao Yin before leaving. Understood, Xiao Yin responded solemnly, recognizing the monumental opportunity his uncle, the Golden Dragon King, had offered him. Soon after, Xiao Yin moved towards the soul of the Douxian floating within the domain of the sacred flame, clearly intending to absorb it. Meanwhile, the mysterious black soul-devouring talisman, along with the Golden Dragon King, Xiao Mu, and Xiao Xian, paused nearby, evidently discussing something. No need to rush. Once the young one succeeds, we'll depart. There's no need to hurry, the Golden Dragon King assured Xiao Mu. Very well. But I like the fervor in this boy. And the fact that the sacred flame chose him indicates his destiny. The Xiao family has such a promising descendant. Perhaps the next time we meet, this boy will have grown, Xiao Mu remarked. Devourer of Souls, the Golden Dragon King spoke softly, addressing the mysterious talisman. I know, it's such a hassle. The Devourer of Souls grumbled but complied, directing the talisman towards Xiao Yin and the soul of the Douxian. Come over here, Xiao Yin beckoned lightly with his hand, and the radiant soul of the Douxian landed in his palm. Instantly, a refreshing sensation coursed through him, purifying his body and even the sinister blood demon Golden Qi. This is really good stuff, Xiao Yin couldn't help but smile. He knew he wouldn't have had any chance of obtaining the soul of the Douxian without his ancestor Xiao Mu and his uncle, the Golden Dragon King. Humph! This boy is truly favored by the heavens, muttered the talisman, silenced only by the Golden Dragon King's earlier intervention, or it might have devoured the soul for itself. Should I just swallow it? Xiao Yin hesitated to confirm. Go ahead if you have a death wish, the talisman responded with thinly veiled disdain. Elder, how should I consume this? Xiao Yin asked, restraint evident in his voice, aware of the soul's importance and that he could not be careless. This is the essence of a Douxian. You, a mere 7-star Dou-Di, would risk your life swallowing it so crudely, the Devourer of Souls scoffed. Oops. Xiao Yin realized he was so focused on the soul's rarity that he overlooked the elementary danger involved. The product of a Douxian could hardly be simple. Give it to me. I'll refine it and channel the purest power back to you, the Devourer of Souls offered. Thank you, Elder, Xiao Yin politely replied, handing the soul of the Douxian over to the talisman. With Xiao Mu and the Golden Dragon King present, he was unafraid of any trickery from the Devourer of Souls, unless it wished for its own demise. It's truly unlucky to deal with you. My power has been slowly recovering, yet helping you enhance your soul power will still cost me plenty. Frustrating as it is, your good family and mentor make me oblige. With those words, the Devourer of Souls released a chilling ghostly aura, consuming the soul of the Douxian in one gulp. Yet Xiao Yin felt the emergence of pure soul force from the talisman. You might want to prepare, Xiao Yin. Xiao Mu interrupted as Xiao Yin adjusted his breathing in anticipation of the impending absorption. Xiao Mu found himself weakened after losing the sacred flame crystal, his energy dropping to the level of a 2-star Douxian. Nevertheless, this was sufficient for his purposes. At this time, there were still 20 days left until the sect competition. In the mystic three heavens, at the Xinling royal family, the Xinling king sat majestically upon the dragon throne and addressed his assembled elite. How are the preparations coming along? He inquired. Your Majesty, Wenzi, standing nearby, replied softly, everything is nearly taken care of. Any dissidents within the Xinling royal family have been imprisoned in the underground palace, and we've planted the secret curse that could enhance their powers. Excellent, the Xinling king laughed, clearly pleased. In this sect competition, our Xinling royal family is destined to triumph. As for the incense pavilion, this time we will resolve matters thoroughly. Your Majesty, the issue of Xiao Yin from the incense pavilion killing our disciples should be addressed, Wenzi reminded softly. No rush, the king said with a sinister smile. During the sect competition, there will naturally be people waiting for him. Moreover, if those people fail, we'll use that as our final pretext. Wise decision, Your Majesty. Wenzi and the others agreed. Where's the third prince, Xianmu? The Xinling king asked again. I've heard he went to the ghost realm entrance near the Forest of Death, Wenzi responded. Assign some powerful guards to accompany him. He must not come to any harm, the king instructed, disappearing the next moment, a move that clearly demonstrated the perfect fusion of life force, the power of a Dou Xian. Third Prince Xianmu is truly favored. It seems change is coming to the Xinling royal family. Someone commented. I wonder if the incense pavilion will still exist after this sect competition, mused another. Oh, it seems the Blood Rose has been out of the picture for a long time. No idea what they're up to, but let's keep this from His Majesty for now, Wenzi added, slowly disappearing just as well. Meanwhile, other super sects were anxiously training, eagerly awaiting the day they could showcase their talents in the sect competition. In the blink of an eye, 10 days passed. It's about time, a voice from within the soul-devouring talisman declared suddenly. I've channeled all the strength I can into this soul essence. Whether you can reach that level depends on your luck. As the voice faded, an orb of light, roughly 30 feet in diameter, suddenly materialized in a hidden spot within the Forest of Death. Ever since Xiao Yin recovered the sacred flame crystal, the domain of the sacred flame had vanished. Good. Xiao Yan's eyes shot open, and with an intense force, he absorbed the entire soul essence. The soul essence he absorbed now, refined by the ghost realm's malevolent forces, was what you'd call soul essence liquid. Its purity levels countless times what he had absorbed before. The pure energy continued to pour into Xiao Yin as the soul stone in his hand emanated an indescribably terrifying wave. This wave persisted for about 3 days before Xiao Yin finally returned to tranquility. 3 days later, Xiao Yan's eyes snapped open, unleashing an invisible soul force that shot into the skies above the Forest of Death, piercing the clouds. It's a success. I've reached grand perfection of the heavenly grade of the Emperor Realm. The Golden Dragon King and Xiaomu shared a relieved smile, hearts eased by the achievement. Boom. The Forest of Death seemed to echo with a thunderous roar. What was that? A group near the Forest of Death advanced cautiously, the speaker none other than Xianmu, the third prince of the Xinling royal family, favored by the Xinling king, rumored to be the future ruler. Your Highness, that area belongs to the Forest of Death, one of the battlegrounds between the mystic three heavens and the ghost realm. The noise might have been caused by a human powerhouse hunting magical beasts, a follower suggested with a chuckle. Let's take a detour, Xianmu agreed softly, noticing the intense aura but choosing not to linger. The aura is strong, remarked a cautious man in black beside Xianmu. Let's go, Xianmu ordered. The people from the Heaven Hall of the Incense Pavilion. This time let's see how arrogant you can be. He cast a glance before swiftly leaving the scene, sent on a mission by the Xinling king himself to prepare for upcoming matters. Within the Forest of Death, Xiao Yin moved slowly, relishing the massive power radiating from the soul stone in his soul sea. Joy filled him as he spoke to Xiaomu and the Golden Dragon King. I didn't let anyone down, reaching grand perfection of the heavenly grade of the Emperor Realm after all. Reaching the heavenly grade grand perfection within the Imperial Realm brings me within a hair's breadth of the soul power of the Immortal Realm. Although my soul power is already at the peak of the Imperial Realm, advancing as an alchemist is closely tied to my personal strength, Xiao Yin observed. From his analysis, an alchemist's rank correlates with soul power and strength. A first-rank Imperial alchemist, at the 3 grades of heaven, earth, and mystery, aligns with the mortal grade soul power of the Imperial Realm and the strength of a 1 to 3-star Dou Di. But that's enough for now. My alchemist rank will naturally rise with sufficient strength. The time is close, the Golden Dragon King replied, rendered momentarily speechless by Xiao Yan's question. Still, before we go, we'll help you boost your soul power. That's a technique of the Blood Demon Clan's elites. What a malevolent aura. Banish the evil. Xiaomu commanded, his vast flame flooding Xiao Yan's chest. Despite its strength, the Blood Demon Golden Qi was no match for the likes of Xiaomu. This kid. Not bad at all, Xiao Mu remarked. Ancestor Xiao Mu, Uncle Golden Dragon King, Ancestor Xiao Xian. Xiao Yan's voice trembled, his heart heavy with emotion. Before any of that, you should focus on your cultivation, the Golden Dragon King said with a smile, though his voice was choked with emotion. Disciple humbly bids farewell to the three elders. Xiao Yin, tears welling up in his eyes, fell to his knees with a heavy heart. The Golden Dragon King was collected by Xiao Mu into his storage ring.